Hi, today I'm going to talk to you about the upcoming ICO for APEX, the next generation of consumer brand interactions. I'm going to talk about why I think this is a great project and I think you should take a look at it. Now, before I get into that, I'm just going to introduce myself. I'm Dino of Viva Crypto. I'm here with the Viva Crypto team. We are here to provide you with ICO reviews, and we're also we provide you with a tutorial course that you can view free of charge on our YouTube channel. Please take the time to subscribe. We've got some great videos, and if you have the opportunity, click the bell symbol as well so you can be notified when you get great ICOs like this that come up. Now, before we begin, I just want to mention as well that this is not financial advice. You need to go do your own research. We are only here to provide you with information you might find useful. One key point I want to do as well is this is not a quick simple review. We will go through the white paper and we'll pick out the key things for you. So if you're looking at potentially investing, this might be some very useful information. So let's have a look. Now, they've got a great website, but for me personally, I always like to go through the white paper. So to save you a bit of time, to save you having to read through everything yourself, what I've done is I've actually gone and highlighted some key points for you. Now, what is the problem that APEX are looking to solve? Well, APEX actually believe that there's a broken relationship between a person's data and the people trying to market to them. So at the moment, everything is centralized in third parties such as things like Facebook or marketing companies, and the consumer doesn't actually have any control of that information, and sometimes that information is actually collected in some dubious ways, such as clauses hidden in the terms and conditions. So what they want to do is they want to look at a new way of decentralizing information and incentivizing people for actually providing their information to these companies that want to market to them. And ultimately, the thing that makes this interesting is they're looking to monetize that for the consumer. Now, looking at the current setup, they mention about how certain companies work and how the information is collected. What I will say is at any point, if you want to have a read of anything that I've highlighted, just pause and you can have a read word for word. I've done so you don't have to. One of the key things I also believe is that there is inefficient channels of engagement between brands and their target customers. So in the past, display advertising is very ineffective, and it's a bit of a lottery with potentially a lot of money being spent with low audience penetration, very low return on investment. The case in which data-driven advertising works well is where both the data and the media inventory is controlled by a single party on one single platform. For example, Facebook do very well, Google, Alibaba. So they've picked up some stats here which I thought was quite interesting. 56% of digital purchased ads are not seen. 6.3 billion of digital ads will be wasted through fraudulent activity, bots just clicking. 23% of premium videos ads are again fraudulent bots, and 58% of consumers do not trust online banners. So there's a lot of money being spent on something that doesn't actually work very well. So that's quite interesting. The other thing to really take into consideration as well is there is in Europe the general data protection regulations. In China there's a new 2017 cybersecurity law, Japan's personal information protection law. So it's going to be harder for advertisers to obtain information to actually market to people. So businesses are in a position where they are starting to rethink. The problems with mass centralization and where decentralization could be beneficial is that after multiple data protection breaches like Yahoo, Equifax, there is a serious risk. There was 143 million people, their information was compromised because it was in a central location that could be hacked. And this is where the benefit is. One of the benefits of decentralization within the advertising marketplace is the fact that there is a consumer data protection there as well. And as far as shifting dynamics, there is a paradigm shift. We do not mean marginal optimization or tweaks. They're actually looking to change the fundamental flows of values and structures of the system. So what they're looking at is they're seeing what is there at the moment, and they've made the decision that they believe that it's not working. And based on the stats that they've shown me, it doesn't really It makes sense to me as well. So their vision, looking for awareness, engagement, and then building loyalty, making people want to come back and use their platform. So we've seen what the problem is. So what do they think is the solution? So they believe that APEX is a solution. Now APEX shifts the power back to the consumer. It minimizes inefficiencies within brand consumer engagement. So it's not about mass dumping of information, hoping that some of it sticks, throwing some mud at the wall. Looking to reduce cases of solicitation where people don't want to actually receive information, and also cut out resources and dollars wasted through traditional markets and middlemen that are ineffective. So both the consumer and the enterprise actually have more money. Now the way in which they're looking to do this is to actually use two platforms. One is a consumer client app, you can see there on the left, and the other is the Nexus platform, which is what the enterprise sees. So what you'll have is you will have this great looking app that's available on iOS and also available on Android, and consumers will type in their information, select different things, and that will feed through to the platform on Nexus, which ultimately the enterprises, all that information will be fed through. Now the consumer client app, CPX wallet, CPX being the actual currency within APEX, the consumer client application is designed to pass a value back to the consumer whenever he or she's data is used or is engaged by a brand, with consent and permission settings completely controlled by the consumer herself. Below is an overview of the basic functionality of the wallet. So CPX accumulates over time depending on the number of times data is accessed. So you have your information there that's viewable. You decide how much information is viewable through the data settings. You can also adjust things like tags and attributes. You can select what brands that you particularly like, and you'll also have an inbox, so they'll be able to send you ads directly. So they'll send you promotions, send you ads, and maybe surveys. You can click what you like, and they'll have an agreed payment of CPX for actually answering those surveys or viewing those ads. And they'll also have message details, so that when you open and view videos, they can monitor the time you actually watch the videos and see how effective it is, see how good the engagement is. Users are able to browse discovery rewards, so they can maybe look at what's got the most rewards and look at focusing in with those ads. And also users will be able to search for brands based on their interests. The engagement will be quite simple as well, so you'll have engagement actions that are not limited within CPX Wallet, so there'll be things that you can do. It can take you onto different websites. Enterprises will have their own SDK, and that will link into the wallet. Now once consumer users have set up their wallet and accounts, they are able to interact outside of APEX platform with the brands they have given consent to, all while continuing to get compensated for CPX. So once you're registered, all of the things that you interact with, if they send you direct emails or things because of the relationship that's been built up through APEX, you'll continue to receive rewards for that, which I think is quite a smart system. So again, the CPX rewards for the wallet, number of brands can access your data, they'll have rich data, number of interactions taken in by the consumer, by various indicators of conversation of loyalty, sign-ups, purchase, renewals, customers able, APEX Enterprise SDK. So there's a lot of things that they can actually do with the wallet. Now, what's interesting about this platform, so on the enterprise side, so the consumer fills in all that information, they're getting paid for that. Now, where does that information go? So enterprise client app is what receives all that data. So if you're, say, BMW, you've had loads of interactions, you're now getting fed through information. People are telling you what cars, what models they like, what sort of deals they like. You can then tweak your promotions in relation to that, and you can be very reactive too. So if you see something that's been popular, you can start pushing into. So if you're using this engagement, it's not only are you able to market to these people, but you can use the information gathered from the platform to adjust your marketing in other ways. So if you're finding a particular email is working well with your CPX customers, you can then send those on to other customers in different countries to see how well that's working. So you have data collection and integration, real-time advanced analytics, turn insight into real-time actions, as I said, produce machine learning and AI bots. So the system will begin to learn. So if you're starting to do things based on the actions, they're going to develop tools so that it will know what you want to do if you're getting certain outcomes. You can create segmentation, drill down on individual customer data and scoring, use insight and segmentations directly in marketing campaigns. So if you're in marketing, this is a dream. They pay millions and millions of dollars for this type of information, which is all going to be on one platform. Now, what they're looking to do as well is look at their partnership programs. So you might say, how are they going to actually get people to take part in this? Well, what they're going to be looking to do is actually get partnerships. So they're going to look at to deploy the APEX Partner SDK, which is basically means they're going to have a wallet which enables them and the partners to use and have access to the blockchain. They'll have a partial CPX wallet which can be deployed within their own app. So what you will see is they've got an example here. You have a particular app and you can just see a line which has a CPX wallet. So as people interact and use certain applications, they can earn rewards through other apps. So other companies will be able to use this almost like a loyalty scheme and gain information and kind of push their customers into this scheme. One good thing is that they've got a couple of app partners at the moment. Red Pulse, which is an ICO that I took part in. Made a little mistake on that due to accidentally clicking the button a little bit too early. Wasn't great. That was on submitting to the ICO. So I submitted the my Neo to Red Pulse incorrectly, so that's my fault. I'm not bitter. But Neo, they're looking at a partnership, which is Neo's a company that actually looks at data collection and the value of information generated. So they pay people for articles and information generated in China. And you've got Bongme, which is in the health tech field. So looking at is a female health tech and mobile app company that offers Internet of Things connected health applications. So these are two app partners that they could start to look building in the CPX app. Now, enterprise application partners. So again, a little bit of information there if you want to read it. It gives you examples of the current model, which I think we've covered. Now, why CPX? So why the token? Well, information has a value, and I think what this does is it actually monetizes people's information and their preferences. Now, within data protection, you have hard facts, date of birth, who you are, your address. These are all valuable bits of information, but you also have the soft facts, the things that your preferences. You have, be it for holidays, be it for what type of cars you like to buy. These are also just as valuable bits of information, and what this does is it monetizes that. What it also does is, because it is a token, it's very efficient in the sense that you don't have to worry about bank details. If you were to look at an alternative fiat-based system, it would be far more complicated. This is efficient. It helps with scaling the platform against different geographies. It's community-driven, which I'll come on to, and it injects marketplace supply and demand dynamics within the platform. So the more people use this token, the more valuable it will be. Primarily, the use case of the CPX token will be transactions on the APEX blockchain, but what they're also looking to do is have as far as the Nexus side of it, so what the enterprises see, they will use the token to buy data, use it for marketing, for annual licenses. So they'll need to buy these products. Now, if a BMW again wants to use the Nexus system, they will get an 80% discount for using CPX tokens instead of fiat. So it's in their benefit to do so, especially with the sort of money that they're talking about. And again, they will do that. They will buy that directly off APEX or China APEX. Now, it goes there about the way, different ways in which information can change hands. As far as consumer, there's increased data awareness and control and transparency. It helps with discover and redeem of new offers and rewards, get compensated for attention and engagement. As far as the brands are concerned, they get to acquire new customers efficiently and create new one-to-one relationships. Increase customer loyalty, creates new sales and new channels. As far as partners are concerned, it creates again more loyalty, stickiness by allowing access to rewards in the ecosystem. It monetizes data, and it easily creates new commercial partnerships. Now, the other thing really to mention as well, and the thing to talk about within the white paper, is if BMW has loads of customers within the actual chain, within their client, their demographics, and customer, their customer C, customer B for BMW, and then you have I don't know, Bose, who provide their sound systems. Bose might be quite interested, because if someone's buying BMWs, they're probably quite likely to spend a lot of money on sound systems. So that monetizes the information that BMW have. So what Bose could do is they can actually buy an interaction with BMW through their client base and just send them leads as well, interactions through the system. So not only is this saving the likes of these larger companies money for marketing, but it gives them an asset they can actually sell as well, and that's very valuable. That could be a multi-million-dollar business in itself. As far as rewards exchange via legacy schemes, so if a company has air miles or something like that, then what they will do is they will have a scheme so that CPX can be used to buy into an existing loyalty scheme. It will have to be approved, but it just shows you the process there and what they'll have to look through. So naturally, once the APEX ecosystem grows to a certain scale and achieves a certain amount of enterprise options, the China APEX and APEX team will consider releasing a private chain solution based off the APEX for enterprise internal use within its brand and consumer network, having the potential to replace legacy systems and having its own unique token. So that'd be quite interesting as well. So depending on how popular, they may actually see another blockchain. So target audience are looking for consumers aged 22 to 40. That might be expanded, will be different based on demographics within certain countries. Partners are looking for mid-volume content of consumer relation apps. Looking for automotive, lifestyle, finance, health, so all the kind of luxury goods, all the niceties. Looking for brands as well, so they're looking for over-the-counter, pharma, commerce, consumer services, education, these sort of brands that they want to interact with. They've also done a lot of research. They found that China, Hong Kong, USA, the biggest sort of feedback that they'd be interested in these sort of things, but there's also scope within Canada, South Korea, Japan and UK. So that's quite interesting. As far as growth and scaling mechanisms, what they're actually looking to do is an initial batch of 25% of the tokens. So 25% of the total tokens will be actually reserved and used to incentivize brands to actually come onto the platform. Because payouts will probably be quite low initially, they'll also use some of the tokens to actually pay consumers as well, so people using the platform. It will be rewards driven, so tailored APEX specific rewards will not be offered elsewhere, will help drive a consumer client apps or the client rewards adoption. There are various cost-effective marketing and social media channels that enable new user acquisition by anchoring rewards redeemable after sign-up. So they can use the likes of Facebook to get people interested. There are existing models that they can leverage. if the Apex platform is deemed by a particular brand as a valuable platform for engaging and communicating with target customers, it may be a good idea to move more customers, fans, and target audience onto that platform. So they may, brands might actually say, "John, everyone come and see us on here. We'll send you our offers through this," because it may save them money on marketing. It may be cheaper to do it through Facebook than. Or it might be cheaper to do it through through the Apex system than other platforms that they might be using. Now, as far as their expansion, initially in Q1, they're looking to expand into Greater China and Hong Kong, followed by Q4 2018 Japan and South Korea, Stage 3 Singapore, Southeast Asia. So it's not going to be an immediate global release. They're going to do it gently. And that is likely to be the case due to data protection laws. I might be wrong, but that's the way that I would say it. Having great knowledge of European and UK data protection, it is not straightforward, and there are some cross-border issues you've got to deal with as well. So it'll be quite interesting to see how they deal with that. Now, as far as the token dynamics, they've given a good illustration here of a consumer interacting with brand and Nexus. If you're an investor like us, typically you will be looking at using exchanges, but if you've got a wallet, there's no reason why you can't also take part, have the app, use it yourself, and benefit from earning more CPX. It's almost like mining in a way if you're willing to sit there and interact. What they're looking to do is they are looking to have a facility that within the CPX wallet you will be able to cash out. So you won't have to go to exchange or go. You could do, but what they want to do is have within that wallet having the ability to change into a different crypto or fiat internally. I doubt it'll be available straight away. I'll be very surprised if it is, but that option is what they're looking to do within the CPX. So I imagine it'll be if you're in China, you'll be able to change it for local currency, or Hong Kong, or so on. So that'll be quite interesting to see how that develops. Ultimately, when brands like, again, we'll go back to BMW, if they want to buy CPX, they have to buy it directly from Apex, and Apex will charge a 5% transaction fee for doing so. And that, again, it takes coins that are being distributed, coins that are actually sold to the brands will come directly through Apex. Platform regulation, obviously something we touched on earlier. The Apex team will embed off-chain data verification processes, so there will be some off-chain security, and they will use companies locally to supply that verification. They will also have anomaly detection, so that if there's people taking advantage of the system, just clicking through ads to earn and not actually paying attention, not engaging, then they will look to either not pay rewards or ban those individuals. They're also looking at ways in which they can get a fair cost and reward. So what they'll do is there will be ways in which they review to ensure that people are actually getting fair rewards. Now, as consumers are able to set desired cost ranges for data access within the CPX wallet, ranges that are unregulated may result in a stalemate. So there may be a position where I say I'll only give you information if I get 100 CPX, and nobody's willing to pay that. So what will happen is that there will be acceptable rates set, and will be auto-regulated. The accepted rates will depend on the combination of ecosystem and market dynamics, also the local market and geography, as well as the CPX cash value at that point in time. Costs will be completely set by the brand, as far as what they're willing to pay, but it'll also be reviewed as well. So if you want to go and put 100 CPX, you may get told you can't do that, but ultimately the brands can pay whatever they like. So if they're only willing to pay 1 CPX, then that's all they'll pay. They will also be regulated. So initially, all payouts, the control of the brand onboarding and rewards creation process will be regulated by the Apex team. And then there will be in stage 2, so eventually they'll go roll, and when the platform gets very large and there's more and more people on there, they'll also move to a community-based consensus, where once that initially goes on board, they will actually, they put quite a lot of thought into this. They'll hold a 40% weighting on the vote, which will go down to 10% as they become more confident with the community voting system. Now this is going to be a Neo ICO, so it's there hasn't been many of those, but they're becoming more popular. I'm not going to go into the benefits of Neo. They believe that Neo is a better, superior blockchain. You can read through why they think that yourself. I don't think that's anything we need to go through. Now, one of the key selling points of this project is this is not a completely new project. There is an existing team there ready to go. So Chinapex, which is in place at the moment, they currently have 35 people in the research and development team. They have 200 global and China enterprises as customers at the moment, 47 billion data points and 360 million unique customer data processes and analyzed annually. It's easy for me to say. So they have offices in Beijing, Shanghai, Hong Kong, Silicon Valley. This is a business that's actually operating, and this is kind of the cherry on top. They're all set to go. They're all they've got a business that's ready to take advantage of this, and it looks really impressive. Recognition and honours. So they're one of 15 out of 1,000 companies selected for the Microsoft Accelerator Shanghai. Ranked number 19 on 2007 of top big data technology companies in China. That's quite impressive. They won a 2016 Standard Chartered Most Promising Technology Startup, and also ranked number 22 on 2017's top artificial intelligence companies in China. So again, they're making waves, and everything I see there is very positive. Now, as far as the team is concerned, I'm not going to go individually. I've read through the resumes. They've got a big track record in IT. Some quite influential people in there, Jimmy Hu, and again, you can look for yourself. I think a very smart team. Not any blockchain knowledge that I can see there, or any blockchain background, but made of that of what you will. They've also got some other companies their employees have worked for in the past, and their advisors. The one that jumped was Jonathan from Red Pulse, again an ICO that I know very well, was done on Neo, very well run ICO. He's an advisor, so this ICO is following a very similar dynamic. And these are some of the 200 customers they have. So Volvo, BMW, McLaren, Hilton, Casio. So these are not people they're going to have to try and bring on board as brand new customers. They can go to these customers and say, look, we've got this great project. We want to give you some tokens. We want to get you into this program. How would you like to try it out? And most companies, if you're going to save them money, get them more sales, and they can get in for free to begin with, I don't think many are going to say no. Now, the token sale. So 1 Neo equals 1,000 CPX. 50% are for the token sale, 25% as mentioned earlier for the platform and ecosystem growth, 10% are for company reserves for the future, and 15% reserved for the team. There is a hard cap of $25 million. 10 million has already been raised through private sale. There is a public sale of 4 million, and there is also a crowd sale of 11. Or public pre-sale. I've actually registered for the pre-sale. There is a whitelist at the moment. I'm not sure if it's full yet, so if it's interesting to you, then get on there sooner rather than later. The use of the funds, 35% will be research and development, 30% for marketing and growth, 30% for global operations and expansion, and 5% for advisory. And if you can see at the token sale timeline, late January is going to be the start, early February to be announced. Crowsdale ends in late February. I imagine this will go quite quick, and the tokens will be distributed in February, with trading starting in March. So it's quite clearly laid out. Now you can see here they've got the platform. They've got Nexus up and running in IQ. 2018 they're looking to launch the operations team in Hong Kong, release the consumer client app beta for Android and iOS, so that's ready to go. That's great. Release APEX module within Nexus. That's the part that actually provides the data to enterprises. In Q2, looking to release a client app, so looking to go live in Q2 with the app, which ties in with what we saw earlier. Release cross-brand reward points. Release app partners, so they can put the get people earning on other people's apps. enable integration with legacy reward schemes. So by the first 6 months of next year, there's going to be a lot of stuff happening. Great timeline. In later part, you're going to have enterprise apps, so that they can use the enterprise apps allows it, if an existing business has a lot of consumers, they can bring the CPX token to that information and bring their customers into the ecosystem. So that's going to be quite interesting. Looking to open offices in Japan and Korea as they expand, and yeah, it's looking really good. So all in all, that's a really good ICO. I have registered for the whitelist. I am looking to invest in this myself. I think this is great. Key things for me, I think it's a strong business existing at the moment, good team. They're not looking to raise much money in the scheme of things. It's only 25 million. They've got a product ready to go. There is a real need for this product, I believe, and I think monetizing your information and having stricter control of it, I think is great. So again, if you want to look into this, have a look at the white paper as well. They have actually got a demo, so you can actually have a look at how the APEX system will work. I think it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to it. I hope I get in, fingers crossed. And I hope you found this review useful. If you did, please like it. Be really grateful if you could subscribe as well. We're bringing ICO reviews out every week, giving you hopefully enough time to review them. That's why it's always important to click the bell just to make sure you're notified of these reviews. And please give me feedback. We only get better if we get feedback, and also if you like it, let us know, because it just makes us feel good. So thank you for your time. If you do again enjoy this, click some of these other reviews as well, and take care. Good luck.